So this video has a really dramatic title. I know. But first, hi everybody. Welcome back to the number one podcast in the world. This is Joey Offline. I know it's been a hot minute. Sorry, I've been very busy. This is not as structurally sound as I would like for it to be to lean against it, but if the desk falls, that'd be really funny content. Anyway, hi everybody. It's been a hot minute. Hope you're all doing well. I just want to talk about a few things. I'm currently in the process of packing for college, and I have two videos that I want to make over the next 2 days before I leave on Wednesday that are kind of like wrapping up my life as high school and moving forward into college, like finally kind of putting a little bow on it and heading off to the next thing. This video in particular has been one that I've been thinking about making for probably about 3 months. I was going to make this way back in June, like the day after I graduated, and then I've been pushing it off and trying to forget about it, honestly. Just because I don't know how to make it and how to talk about it. So this will be interesting. I even was just sitting like right there next to the camera for a good few minutes, just thinking about like what do I say? Because I want to talk about this a lot, but I don't have much to say on it. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, this video is called, like, The Emotional Journey of a Now Dead High Schooler. So let's go on that journey of me. My high school career is dead. So let's go through the emotional journey of that once alive high schooler, shall we? Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I went through a very not interesting. I'm trying to think of a good word. Very diverse, maybe, emotional journey, and like throughout high school, and I went in a very different person than I am now. And I want to talk about it for a minute because I'm now going into this new phase of my life, and I'm interested to see how I'll change from here to the end of that. Because from the beginning of high school to the end, I became a radically different person. I think I went in to high school maybe a bit more. I don't know if optimistic's the right word. I think I was more open to hanging out with more people and like spending more time with people. I still like people, but then I was like really into making as many friends as I could as quickly as possible, kind of establishing a foundation. I also really liked, like there was a joke of like the "do you need a hug?" That was a joke. Because I would just always offer hugs to people when they were feeling sad, because I was cool with that. Like, they seemed sad, and people like hugs when they're sad. Obviously, it's not like an obligation. Some people declined, some people said yes, because I was also known for giving good hugs. I don't know. It was weird. We were all like 12. Anyway, flash forward to now, and I am much less of a contact person, I think. Like, physical contact person than I used to be. And I've kind of noticed these changes in myself, and I've been wondering, like, why? Why am I emotionally different? Why am I different when interacting with people? Why am I not as good or as comfortable with people as I once was? I think it goes back. Like, I could watch myself change throughout high school. I think it goes back all the way even to freshman year. So let's dive in and talk about this. So freshman year, like I said, I just described how I was. And eventually, near the end of freshman year, I got into my first ever relationship. I don't really want to talk about the relationship itself. It was cool until it wasn't, and then I got out of there. That's just how things go. The relationship itself isn't really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is what happened after, I think. Because it ended right before, like literally a week before the pandemic started. And everyone everyone changed then, so that is like the next phase. So the first phase was that little relationship phase. And I think through that, I kind of became, after that breakup, a bit more of an emotionally sheltered person. Because I also used to be labeled as, like as a kid now, we're talking, as a kid I used to be labeled a lot as the sensitive kid. I would cry over a worm that I found that had died. Or like would or I don't even know, why are all of my comparisons worm related now? I don't know. I would be the easiest person to make cry or like get really excited about something or be there to comfort somebody. And then at this phase in like sophomore year, I feel like I had become, like middle sophomore year, I become much more of an emotionally sheltered person, a bit more of just an ass, you know, a little bit more of an ass. And so I didn't like that very much, but it was kind of just where I was at that point, and I didn't know really any way to stop it. Flash forward to junior year now, I was kind of still in that phase, but this was mid-pandemic now, where we'd all been inside for months, and it was like, what do you do, you know? I think even then, like, that's really where the whole contact thing came from. I think like, even during my relationship, like, the first one, I became much more of a more contact-aware person. Like, I'd kind of distance myself physically from people a bit more. But then when the pandemic started, like, I really started to do it, mainly because of the disease, but that's really stuck around with me since then. And junior year was kind of more the same emotionally. I think I grew a little bit. Like, I started to realize, like, wasn't super nice last year. I gotta work on that a little bit. I think I did. I made a couple new friends. I started to regrow, like, my relationships and bonds with other people. There was a lot going on. Junior year was a little odd though too, because half of my school was in on the other day, so like it would be every other day. We had an A group and a B group. I was in the B group, so I didn't see any of my A group in person that entire year. It was really weird. Anyway, but not much happened in junior year. I feel like it was more of the same from sophomore year, just a little bit better. Senior year really is where it kind of kicked into gear, I think, because I started fighting with the concept of emotional availability. I was told a lot at the start of senior year that I had become emotionally unavailable. Specifically, I remember one of my friends telling me, I don't know if this is true or not, but it has stuck with me for some reason, that she had talked to like 5 different people, and all of them have said something along the lines of, yeah, he's really cool, I'd be friends with him or go out with him, but he's so emotionally unavailable. I don't know if that's true or not, but just that statement in itself I find funny. But it did stick with me a lot, that a couple different people were kind of telling me that like, I kind of shut myself down completely emotionally, not only of my own emotions, but caring about other people's. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. And so I finally kind of got to the point of realizing, I don't like that at all. I want to be there for people. I want to emotionally, like, be able to support people and be a better friend. And I knew that I hadn't been for the past 2 years, and I really wanted to improve myself mentally, emotionally, physically, and be a better friend. And so most of senior year was kind of that journey of fixing my relationships with people, defining what they were, and becoming emotionally who I wanted to be. I went on my own, like, even mini journey just in the past year of making a legitimate effort to reach out to people and be like, hey, like, are you good? Like, what are you doing? Like, I try to make an effort to tell people, like, they can talk to me if they need to, or, like, I would just have conversations with them, because I knew that over the past 2 years my emotion had kind of shut down as a result, I think, of my past relationship. And I was trying to open back up again to other people. And I think I did pretty well. I mean, I can tell that a lot of my friendships really got stronger through it. And I made new friendships that I think I never would have made if I hadn't made some kind of effort to improve myself. So that's really cool. And that's led us to the end of senior year, where now, after senior year, the end of my emotional journey as a high schooler led to me in a much better spot, not only that I came in freshman year, but that I did in the middle of high school. Because the middle of high school, it was kind of like here's the graph. So at the start of freshman year, I was like here. It goes down end of freshman year into sophomore year, like plateaus down here in like junior year, and then it goes up during senior year. So I'm higher than I was in freshman year, but sophomore and junior year are lower. And that's how I see it, at least. So I think at the end of senior year, I was in a spot where I now had new friendships, stronger friendships with the people that I was friends with before, and a new relationship, which is still really cool, that I still haven't talked about all that much, but I will at some point. And I also think that none of that, like any of these relationships or friendships, like growing, would have been possible if I hadn't put in the effort to improve myself. So hey, that's the little tip of the day. If you have a moment of self-awareness that you're like, this really isn't what I want to be, take a year and work on it, and work on yourself, and make a conscious effort to reach out to people and connect with them, and maybe, just maybe, you'll make some new friends or grow the relationships with your old friends. That's the main lesson of the video, I guess. I know there's more words that I want to say about this, but I never want to talk about this again, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I have to mention. I don't think so. That was like the main basis, was came into freshman year, optimistic, fine with contact with people, like physical contact, like emotionally available, sensitive kid. Went to a point where I was an ass and completely emotionally detached from everybody and completely contact detached. And slowly over time, I'm alright with the contact now, I'm still not great with it, but got to a point where I realized that I really was not being good for people, and worked on myself emotionally to become more available and interactive with people. So yeah, I think I did pretty well. Honestly, I think that putting in the good, or fighting the good fight and working on myself was the right choice. I think people could tell. I hope. I don't know. I hope that I impacted people's lives for the better. But I guess we'll never know. Good luck, Charlie. Sorry, I don't know. I never know how to end these videos. New video tomorrow, probably, because I want to do both of these before I leave. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Stay sane. I don't know how to end this. Get me out of here. Whoa, I'm over here now.